Welcome back, everybody, to Aggressively Watchable. I'm joined by Andrew, and we got Greg with us on the show today.
Hi there.
Since Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is coming out this week, we thought no better place to start than just a revisit of the 2016 Doctor Strange.
God, it's that old?
Yeah, boy, you feeling like a fucking boomer right now? But yeah, I guess I can tell you, when I first saw this, I remember thinking not really much of it. I was like, yeah, it's whatever. But now when revisiting this for this video, I have slowly have newfound appreciation of this movie. I don't know about you lot.
Yeah, I've always really liked it. The story is kind of standard, but as terms of visuals, is probably the best visuals of any Marvel movie.
The visuals, I think, at least to me, was this could be what the future of the MCU could be. They could really go above and beyond kind of what they had been doing up to that point.
The problem is the Marvel movies since then really haven't pushed the boundaries like this one.
Really the closest thing that we've gotten visually to this movie was that sequence in all these Spider-Man movies, man. The No Way Home sequence where it's Strange versus Spoderman.
Well, no, I feel like they did a pretty good job with it in Infinity War when he's fighting Thanos, where you actually see his variety of spells.
Yeah, because that's the benefit of Doctor Strange is that with the magic, literally anything can happen, and so you, as a filmmaker, as visuals, you need to lean into that.
And even a lot of the interactions between the characters, he works really well with Tilda Swinton's Ancient One, which, to its credit, it does. I mean, she is a great actress, and they do work very well together. So controversy aside, and I did like her kind of story and kind of how it sort of meshed out with Doctor Strange's. So
yeah, I think with the controversy is that they were in an impossible position because the Ancient One was a racist caricature in the comics, and so going completely the opposite direction. And Tilda Swinton, she's such an incredible actress. She nailed it, honestly.
Plus the whole China Tibet of it all also played a factor in that. Not gonna lie to you, I was kind of shocked, even more so when on my revisit of how much multiverse talk was in this movie. It was just in way more than I realized. I was like, shit.
I'm pretty sure that was the introduction, or even the first time they even mentioned the multiverse in the MCU.
Maybe Ant-Man, but even that.
Yeah, even then, it's not really explicit. In here, it's explicit because there's that whole scene where he goes on that astral trip, and
I love that scene so much.
Yeah, that's probably where the visuals shine the most. But like I was saying before, visually you see this is what the MCU could become, but also narratively, because the fact that as soon as they mentioned there's a multiverse, everyone was ooh, we could actually get this at some point. And now it's crazy to think we're now in 2022 and we're literally about to see the catalyst for the entire multiverse to kick off.
I can get into the fact that we got this movie brings my boy Mads Mikkelsen in for a
thankless role.
Yeah.
This was the period of time where all the villains were not good. It sucks, but it's just how the MCU was for the first however many years. Michael Stolberg is in this movie. He's an incredible actor. He's doing good nothing.
Yeah, this is in that also period of Marvel where they were just grabbing up names. I remember Kevin Feige at Comic-Con just going we've got so many fucking Oscars in this movie, so much cast. God damn! And then there are all these nobody minor roles in the background. Yep, and then here's Scott Adkins going damn, I got wasted in Doctor Strange. And it's bitch, who the fuck are you? Really, my really only complaint about this Doctor Strange is that during post-production, they hired Dan Harmon to come in to add more humor and punch up the movie in sequences. Those scenes that have that humor stick out like a sore fucking thumb. The whole long...
The Wi-Fi password?
No, the Wi-Fi password was original. That was from the when they were filming it. But stuff the whole
You're not ready for that. Try me, Beyonce. Please clap.
When it's so clearly this film was made to be more serious, And they just like went in and just snipped in like little scenes here and there, like that added quote unquote humor.
Saying like, because I feel like that's like one of my main issues with the MCU is that like they feel like they have to be funny, and I'm like, you don't have to be funny for every single movie. Like you can just have like a fun superhero movie that kind of takes itself seriously at times. So it's just like it's fine. You don't have to be like, oh, he's right behind me, isn't he? Kind of type of shit.
Oh god, that's the worst joke in all of media.
When I hope, at least for Multiverse of Madness, we get better designs than we did for Doctor Strange, because I will say, not the biggest fan of how Dormammu looked. I know it's like he kind of looked, like kind of similar to like his. No, actually, not even like his comic book counterpart. Actually, looks like way cooler than what they presented. And I know like it could just be like, oh, this is like one of his forms. I just feel like, just like a cosmic face is not really like that cool looking.
Yeah, that's like echoing like the Galactus is a cloud energy. That's the type of shit that I got from that.
I think part of the problem is that Benedict Cumberbatch did motion capture for Dormammu.
Like it was originally supposed to be Tony Todd, I believe.
That actually would have been cool as hell, because Tony Todd has like the voice for it for sure. I don't know what it was, but like in that era, because I think like he was also doing Smaug for the Hobbit movies. I was like, what was it like? They wanted this dude to be motion capturing like fucking everything.
It was the era where everyone's like, got a motion capture, and then the Cumberbatch was game.
I want to say this was another Cumberbatch idea too.
Yeah, it's one of the things I actually loved about this movie is that there's so many moments where they could have gone like, oh, here's a big battle, and they didn't. Like at the end, they arrive at the scene after the big battle happens, and he just uses smart and his magic to fix everything.
I believe that's what Scott Derrickson pitched, and that's how he got the job, where he pitched like, what if instead of like a third act where they destroy a city, what if like the third act revolves around putting it back together?
That scene was incredible, and that's one of the things, like, I love this movie still. I know the story is a little bit weak, but like I think on a scene by scene basis, it's very strong.
I still to this day think, going back to the Dormammu scene, I just really love that there's a big bad that gets defeated only because he's just fucking annoyed of the situation, and that's how like Strange defeats him. I'm just gonna annoy this fucker. And then we can also talk about Tuatel Ejiofor, which I forget what was his character, Mordo.
Baron Mordo.
It's Baron Mordo.
It was like I think like one from like the main like one of the main villains of like in the Doctor Strange like rogue gallery.
Mm-hmm. And the ending of this movie sets it up for it. You can still kind of feel it, where it's like his jump to I think this wizard, like this council, wherever the fuck, it's going in a direction I don't really like, so I'm gonna step away. And then the next scene he was like, you know what? I'm gonna just murk some motherfuckers. Like these wizards gotta fucking die. Like
I kind of wonder how they're gonna sort of explain what he's been up to, because it seems like he's now in league with, I guess, Illuminati or whatever that group is in the trailer. Is he even like a bad guy still, or like is he?
Yeah, because if this motherfucker's trying to kill some wizards, he's been taking a sweet ass time with it. Because like you've seen like the end of an Endgame.
Yeah, he might have been snapped. He might have been just.
True. There's that, but it's like, motherfucker, like where you been? Like there was an area of New York where literally all the wizards were there, and you were not there, bro. Which I guess we can also touch upon all the later MCU projects, like especially that episode of What If, like are around the fact that like Stephen Strange is supposed to be like hardcore in love with like Christine Palmer and shit like that, which in this movie, like they don't really establish that like deep connection. Because really, like this movie just presents it as like they had a fling maybe, but that was about it.
And the thing is, like, he had a watch of her that she described as something very nice and how much she loved him and stuff like that. It's going to be in the second one because the very first shot of the trailer is that broken watch and his reflection in it. So
that's another thing too. Like at the end of this movie, he puts on that watch like to signify like, oh, this, like he's always gonna wear it as a constant reminder or whatever the fuck. But you watch all the other movies that he's in, that watch is fucking gone.
Yeah, I don't remember ever seeing that watch.
They just kind of forgot about that watch.
Yeah, they kind of forgot about Christine Palmer, just in general.
Yeah.
Until Sam Raimi was like, hey, yo, we're bringing her back for this one.
And then Marvel's like, oh shit, fuck, that's right.
You're right.
That's
Okay,
right. I think all in all, we said what we got to say about Doctor Strange here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's a good movie. It's kind of a standard story, but the individual scenes are amazing, and the visual style is completely unique. So it's worth a rewatch.
And yeah, here's hoping that Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is gonna be worth it. Hopefully, it's not like just a giant fucking clusterfuck. So all in all, good shit. And we'll see you later.